Hello, today playing Cyberpunk 2077. We're on the PC, we're at 4K, 60 frames a second, pretty much max settings across the board, path tracing on, all that good stuff, and we're just having a wander around the city. And actually I thought I'd see the sights a little bit on the metro, which is a really cool feature. So yeah, my name's David, by the way. Welcome. I'm a games developer. I've worked in the industry for about 17 years. Started at Traveller's Tales, went to Bizarre Creations, and spent 12 years as an environment artist at Rockstar Games. And I'm really liking Cyberpunk 2077. It's just a phenomenal game. It's so great. And recently I picked it up because I got a new PC, so I'm able to sort of play it at super max, and just really enjoying all the eye candy. But yeah, I'm just chilling out here, having a look at Night City as I've never seen it before. Oh my god, it's nice. I rolled back the recent update. I'm at 2.2 because 2.3 broke all my mods. So I've got some various mods. I've got a reshade mod. I've got what have I got? Various little weather tweak, and the HD mod. I'll put them in the description. I can't remember them all, to be honest. Got a hover car on as well, so we'll have some fun with that later. But for now, I mean, it's just such a blooming great city, isn't it? It's just like, it's amazing to have a bit of a sci-fi free roaming city. I mean, how many of those are there? And I mean, it's fairly near future, isn't it, Cyberpunk? But god, it's great. It's to me it feels a little short of the sort of sci-fi feel or the futuristic feel of Blade Runner. To me, it's kind of like a little bit before, even though Blade Runner was supposedly 2019, wasn't it? So, to me, it feels a little bit closer to our world than that. But I was just admiring the broken windows there that we're seeing, looking nice. Hello, a new friend sat next to me now. But night is falling, and we're going into the heart of the city on the train, and at some point we'll get out and have a roam around. But I just wanted to see the city from this kind of vantage point. I mean, this is a great way to sort of take in the sights, isn't it? And the design of the city is just really cool. It's really well constructed, and it gives you a good idea of what a sort of near future mega city might look like. It's not full of mostly flying cars and all that sort of stuff. It's not that far in the future, is it? But there are some sort of hovery vehicles that go about on there. But it's just amazing and to see it with all the ray tracing on is great. Let's yeah, look at that. Let's just soak in some of that. Now look at the detail on the buildings there. Yeah, they've really thought about these. It's full of big overhangs, isn't it? And just sort of monolithic structures with lots of stuff underneath them, and sub-levels and just overpasses. I think when this game first came out, I must admit I was a bit disappointed. Well, many people were very disappointed, weren't they, in the state it released in. But quite apart from that, I was a bit disappointed. I was expecting more multi-leveled sort of verticality, a little bit of Coruscant I was hoping for, and it's nowhere near that sort of thing, is it really? It's much closer to our world than that sort of thing, isn't it? But over time I kind of grew to really enjoy the design of it. Look at that. There's these mega structures on top, but you have this sort of wealth of stuff underneath them, and it's threading through them. And those like freeways go underneath them, don't they? And underneath the freeways, there's all sorts of stuff. There's buildings, and it's a sort of nested vertical feel to it. Oh, and there's some hover cars there. That's great, isn't it? Yeah, nice. Not everybody has those though, do they? Probably be chaos, wouldn't it? But it's got a real solid realism to it. You know, it's a pleasure to look at.
Congress and MLK.
Okay, we've arrived here. I think we'll get off here. Yeah. Let's get down to the streets. That's a really nice feature. That I love an open world where you can get a train around. Right, exit out here. Oh, nice shiny floor. Yay. Oh, cool. And how are we doing? Have a look up there. Wow, check that out. This city really does shine at night, doesn't it? You know, Night City. I think in many ways it's at its best at night. Especially if you can get some nice interesting weather as well. I'm hoping the weather mod that I've got on is going to bring about sort of more foggy rain type things. I think the standard is very often that sunny sort of preset. But well, we'll see, won't we? We'll see what we get. Let's cross over the road. Hopefully not run us over. Oh, it's on red, isn't it? But I often get run over by cars. Check that out though. Man, there's just so much going on. Excellent. And there's a really nice density to the traffic as well, I think. You know, there's plenty of stuff going on. You know, there's plenty of people. Although, I mean, to be fair, if it was a real city, you know, there'd be loads of people on these sidewalks, wouldn't there? You know, it'd be a bustle. If it was a sort of mega place like this, you would have probably far more than the computer would realistically be able to handle. But I mean, I'd love to see this sort of game, you know, with like 10 times more pedestrians running around, not running around, but you know, just being there, being ambient. But also with that, Cyberpunk would need to be able to handle collisions with NPCs a lot better than it does. Let's have a look. But you know, I like the amount of traffic. It's, you know, it's conveying that busyness. And yeah, man, I mean, it's just lovely feeling to it all. Anyone? Can you cross over? Yep. Okay. Thank you, cars. Hello, sir. Nice goggles. Let's just carry on having a wander. Look at that. I'm loving the path tracing. We're getting some really nice flooring reflections. Ah. Oh, that's fun, isn't it? That's really nice. I've been meaning to do this game for quite a while, actually, and I must admit, I was holding off for the, you know, the new PC. So I wanted to give it its, you know, its due. Let's have a look up here. I'm just going to stop at anything that piques my interest. See what's going on, really. Hello. How are you doing? You alright? Just having a bit of smoke. Yeah, and what's going on up here? Anything? Can I talk to you? Yeah.
Business, yeah?
Oh, okay, fair enough. Mind my damn business. Hello. Nice mural. So, I'm just sort of taking in, you know, what's going on. Looking at the surfaces. Lots of nice variety going on. I do like the roads. You know, they're sort of futuristic-y, aren't they, in their own way, without being too crazy. But, you know, even the pavement here, got these non-stick bumps and stuff. But I've never seen that design anywhere. It's a nice, maybe there's somewhere that I don't know of has this. Who knows? But yeah, it's a nice touch. Can we go in here? Nah. You got to be spurring in what buildings you can go into in these sort of games. Oh, look at that! How that light is glowing out there, isn't it? You know, and you get the shadow accurately cast by the corner there. Yeah. Oh, let's have a look at this flame here. Excellent. Whoa. Warm the hands. and move on. Nice little tree. Lovely. There's this character. Hello, you alright? You're looking a bit worse for wear. Oh dear. Moving along. Right. Well, I think we'll call a car. Let's bring one of my cars. Let's have the old Xion MZ1. Looks nice, doesn't it? I like this car. It's very nice. You're over there, eh? Do you have to stop quite so far away? I'd quite like to have pulled opposite me on the curb, really, but never mind. Lovely. Right, in we go. In we go. And let us enable hover mode. Boop. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, never mind that, old chap. Right. There we go. Hovering. So, the only problem I have with this mod, the controls. I mean, it's brilliant, isn't it? Really, it's absolutely brilliant. Look at, I mean, it's got these jets that are the wheels turn into, and it looks like it looks like a native part of the game. It looks like the devs have put that in. It fits so seamlessly. It's brilliant. But what I don't like is the controls. I mean, I'm kind of getting used to it, but I want to strafe. But instead, you sort of pivot around, and it's very much like operating a boat. This is like boat controls because there's a drift to it, and you've got to kind of keep angling the camera behind it and then accelerate whilst pointing your boat at the right place. So I think some better controls would be great. A strafe with the left stick. I just find I'm constantly trying to strafe, but this could be a limitation of the vehicle handling. Maybe maybe it's not actually possible to do that. I don't know. I just don't know. But look, it's got that lovely shimmer underneath the jets. And, I mean, it just fits in really beautifully with the whole vibe of the game. So, this mod, what is it? It's the Let There Be Flight mod, which is very popular. Many people have played this, and many of you, I'm sure, have already got it. But I think it's brilliant. It's transformative as far as like wandering around the city and just like looking and soaking the atmosphere. It's just brilliant. I can't get enough of it. It's just great. Maybe I probably wouldn't want to play through the game with it on. I don't know. It feels like a little bit of a stretch too far for me. But I mean, why not? If you want to do that, people can do what they want, can't they? And all these mods are there for them, aren't they? It's brilliant to have people making mods like this that extend the enjoyment and let you see the game world from a completely different view. It's tremendous. And hats off to CDPR because the world holds up beautifully with this mod. I mean, the game was never designed for being able to fly around. It's very much a ground-based game, walking or driving, and yet it just holds up so well that you'd think it would have been designed for hover cars in mind. Really, I mean, maybe it was at some point. Who knows? Who knows? But I mean, let's just look how expansive this is getting. I've never seen Night City from this vantage point, and it's just brilliant. So it's quite slow to rise, but we're getting a nice slow reveal. Look at that. There's North Oak over there. Alright, and so we're just having a slight little pan around the desert regions over there. Solar farm. Look at that. Night City spread out below us. I mean, how fantastic is that? Let's go over there because that looks really inviting, doesn't it? Man. Yeah. It's fantastic. I could have many adventures just sort of gliding around. Yeah, awesome. What a cool place. Oh, look, runway. I've never seen that before. Have I not seen? How have I never seen that before? Wow. So yeah, I mean, I'd almost think that at some point in development, hover cars were planned, because this whole thing hangs together so well with it. I expected quite a level of jank, if I'm honest, when I thought, oh, hover car mod, okay. But wow. Yeah, really nice. Should we go, hang on, I'll turn off flight and we'll just sort of drop. It's really cool because you can just sort of flick it on again and it catches you. So let's go underneath this mega arch. Wow. Oops. Didn't mean. So Daisy. As I say, I am getting used to the control scheme, but it was not easy. There's another mode as well, called a drone mode, and I find it completely impossible. Maybe it takes a lot of practice and learning, I suppose. Right, let's just do a bit of a free fall. Plop down here. Ooh, are we going to hit that building there? No, we're all right. All right, on. Let's go and swim with the fishes. Excellent. Hello, fish. Fish holograms. Cool. Wow. Doesn't that look brilliant? Yeah, cool. Look at all the lights reflecting in the car as well. It's nice, isn't it? Wow, it's proper futuristic. Yeah, cool. I'm one mission away from finishing the main thread, and I kind of left that last mission because I kind of didn't want to finish it because I enjoyed it so much, and I ended up sort of leaving it at that point and then starting Phantom of Liberty a little bit, and then I kind of got distracted and I never finished Phantom Liberty, so I've got that to look forward to. I'm going to enjoy playing that, but I hopped over into the sort of normal area of the game, just to have a good old look around. This is great, isn't it? Just flying above. Yeah, I'm getting the hang of the controls now, and well, I say that it's a little bit iffy. What a great way to travel in Night City, and I can stay on the left hand side like I prefer to as well, can't I, doing this? So let's just keep the boat going. Ooh, slow down a bit, and oh, let's go down here then. Yeah, let's go down here. So slow up, slow up. Let's not have any collisions. Ah, cool. Should we just land it down here? Don't want to squash anyone? Anyone below? No, we're okay. Alright, let's just hover along here. We're just above the traffic. Well, what a, yeah, nice vantage there. Well, it's great, isn't it? All that stuff. It's very vibrant feeling. And I love all the colour markings on the roads as well. It keeps what might be a very boring, sort of fairly dark expanse. You know, it keeps it more interesting and easier to navigate as well. It's quite a simple thing, really, and I must admit I wouldn't have thought to do it. Colouring the road surfaces like that, but it works, and it sort of seems to feed into the futuristic vibe to me. Whoops. Whoops. Yeah, you know, look at that there. The whole ground surface is just really interesting, isn't it? It's not just tarmac. And I think it mirrors the interesting sort of palettes and colours of all the buildings as well. So you don't have any sort of boring surfaces to look at, really. It's yeah, a really nice piece of visual design, I think. And then, of course, you know, whenever you look up, you get the sky in these sort of cracks between the buildings, almost as like a negative space, don't you? You know, it's plain, there's no lights going on, and that contrast between them is great. Look, check out this building here. It's like stepping outwards, isn't it? All right, let's pop it down. Let's pop it down. We'll come into a gentle landing. There we are. Wow, what a pleasure to ride that. That's cool. Right, switch off flight mode. Disengaged, and we'll get out of the car. Hello. What are you doing? You alright? Hot dog? Hot dog, is it? Oh, sorry, did I make you spill? I spilled the hot... Oh, no. She spilled her hot dog. No affiliation, Millie. Millie Fowler. Criminal record does not exist, so... Well done. You enjoy your hot dog. See you later. And, nice. But yeah, I was looking at this building. Not hot dogs. Not dogs. So, ooh, down there. Yeah. Check that out. And the open sky far above. And just look at it all reflecting back at us and the ground. Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice? And, you know, all the emissives as well. Man. So what have we got in these shop windows, Dan? Let's just have a look at the details here. Taco. Lots of tacos on the shelves. Strange shelves. Exploded person. Very good. Look at that. Is that actually... No, I don't know. Is that supposed to be artifacting like crazy? Or is that part of the actual panel effect? And that's how it changes. Because you could get away with that, couldn't you? Because it's a screen, isn't it? So, yeah, it's probably meant to be like that. I'm loving this. Oh, man, just like all these reflective surfaces. It's great. Everything's reflecting in everything else. Wow. It's a pleasure to look. Oh, and alright, it's a less salubrious zone down here. So let's take in here. I mean, the whole visual design of Night City is brilliant, isn't it? You know, the whole, it all tells a story in of itself of the society and economy. You know, it's all explained within the environments, how you've, you know, there's rubbish everywhere. There can be, isn't it? You know, and all these sort of out of the way bits, it's just piled full of trash and stuff. And then all the detritus from the city is sort of pushed out onto the outskirts and the sort of desert areas, isn't it, as well? And you know, it's yeah, it's a well thought out environment. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Right. Let's go back up here because there's some people that might not like us being around here over there. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. It's a very colourful game, isn't it? Yeah, it's you know, they've been at pains to keep the eyes busy with all sorts of stimuli in this game, haven't they? Wow. Yeah. What have we got here? Lovely. Can I sit there? No. Maybe I could... can I get a meal? Can I get a meal? No. Ooh, what have we got? Sort of noodly things. Okay. Alright. All foods. And what are you selling? Ice cream? No. Burgers and chips. It's interesting. Like, you know, the previous game was The Witcher 3. And more sort of medieval-y, sort of open world vibe going on. And, you know, they follow it up with a sort of exact opposite vibe, don't they? With futuristic city, ultra-modern world. And, you know, I'd be fascinated to sort of talk to people on that team. You know, how they found the transition in terms of creation. You know, very different surfaces everywhere, very different structures, very different environment focus. It must have been quite, you know, a shift in perspective. And a real, you know, real flexing of your skills there as well, isn't it? You know. So I've just come up here, just randomly, just wandering around, and I'm just loving this reflection in the floor. You know how lovely and sort of diffuse and glowy. You know, look at it all from here. This panel, and it's, you know, it just reflecting in the floor and coming back off this wall here. Man, it's got, I don't know, it's cool. Oh, I just love the lighting. It's great. And you've got a bit of detritus around here, you know. I mean, I think if anything, going forward in games toward the next generation of stuff, I think that, you know, spaces like this, you could expect to have more realistically filled out edges. You know, that'll be something for the next batch of AAA open worlds and stuff, you know. I mean, you see the evolution of it here in these assets that they put wherever they can. Obviously, it's too expensive at the time of creating this to put this sort of stuff everywhere. And yes, of course, you'd never get a floor that was as clean as that in a city either. So you would have wear patterns, and it would probably be shinier toward the edges where it's less well trodden. But, you know, down in these cracks here, there will be all sorts of crud built up. You know, you'd never get a clean joint like that. So going into the next generation games, you know, stuff like that will start to become very prevalent. And I would expect that a lot of that will be placed with AI, I would imagine. You know, I think that's quite a good use of AI to me. You know, you can employ an artist for days and weeks and months to go around the city and do the very monotonous job of putting bits in corners. You know, you could specialize and you could become a person who does bits between floors and walls, you know, couldn't you? Or you could, you know, use some AI to intelligently place assets like that. You could make some bespoke stuff that fits in the right angle. And yeah, you could fill every space that's these clean corners there with, you know, believable stuff that really beds the world in even more. So yeah, you know, that's what I would like to see AI being used for, stuff like that, to take off the more monotonous tasks from artists and really add an extra dimension to games as well in terms of fleshing out the detail. And that's what it'll take to improve on these sort of worlds. You know, it's, even though these are chock full of detail, it's not as much as reality is. And we can certainly add much more stuff like that. You know, stuff down here, even if it's discoloration, scuffs and all sorts of stuff. There we are, yeah. Look at that. These are cool, aren't they, as well? You've actually got instructions built into the walkways. Yeah, that's cool. Right. What else have we got here? Oh, wow, that's bright, isn't it? Wow. Great. Look at that. It's just spilling out all over the place, isn't it? All those lights. Alright, let's have a wander down here. Oh, it's pretty good, isn't it? It's like a sort of hot night in Night City, walking around with a full moon. Grant Avenue. Yeah, great. I'd like it to rain though. Got any rain? Maybe if I whoa, steady on. Maybe if I go home and have a sleep. Should we do that? Should we head yeah, let's head home. Right, let's I wonder if maybe Delamain. Maybe he'll just ferry us home, eh? Right, Del, come on. Come on, Del, my old chap. Rescuing all your blooming versions, wasn't I? I got him sorted out.
A pleasure as always to share the road with you, madam.
Hey,
Yeah, cool.
Very well, thank you. I feel today will prove an exceptional day.
Oh, yeah? Any reason why?
I've made a breakthrough in my research and development that will allow the Delamain network to spread its wings.
Oh,
That does
good,
sound
good.
exceptional.
Yeah, good.
I won't bore you with the details. After all, no one likes a chatty driver.
I don't know. I don't mind. I don't mind. I like a chatty driver. So I think we'll just have a look on the map. And let's head to V's closest safe house. How are we doing? Yeah, probably over there. Let's just pop over there and probably get a good night's sleep. Right. Oh, what? Look at that. Look at that. Oh my word. Look at that light shaft going down there. Wow, what was that? What was that? Oh. Oh, quite interesting, wasn't it? So, hey, let's take off. Yeah. Roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Yay. Ah, that's great, you know. Lovely. I think, whoa. Oh, man. I'm just thinking I'm getting the hang of this flying. And, I don't know, I think I'm it's slightly growing on me. It makes you become a very careful driver. You know, look at that lights in the sky over there. Jeez, man. Man. That is something to behold. It looks blooming great. It's really cool, isn't it? It's really cool. I'm so glad CDPR made this game. And I'm so glad they put so much effort into fixing it as well. After that terrible launch, it just goes to show, doesn't it? Like, it's not worth releasing a game when it's not finished. It makes you look terrible, and it's just not good for anybody. But, you know, I mean, no one ever wants to release an unfinished game. No studio ever wants to release a buggy, unfinished mess of a game. And the only reason that they do is because of publisher pressure, generally. You know, they want the money back. And, you know, a studio might have run out of money and time. And, you know, as far as the publisher is concerned, it's tough. You know, they want their money back, so you've got to release and at least get some money. And, you know, it's just a bad situation. But many studios just find themselves trapped into that. And they've no choice. And then have to take the hit on their reputation. And some companies can win that reputation back and then some. And some can't. Where's the door? Where's the door? Can't find it. Could do have a torch, actually, though. Must admit. There's many games where I was saying, I could have a torch. I could have a torch. There we go. Right. In with you. Come on. Let's go to the apartments. Have a good night's sleep. So, yeah, you know, CDPR put their all into fixing the game, and you know, they really did a great job, didn't they? So I appreciate you finishing the game, CDPR. And you know, look what can come of it. It can just look so amazing. Absolute pleasure. Right, well, I want to close my blinds. I'm not going to play the guitar. Why can't I close the blinds? Because I want to open them in the morning and have the sun streaming in. I saw something pop up then, but oh, that's very precise hit zone going on here, isn't it? Blooming heck. I have to get the right pixel in the dark here. Come on, that's it. Do we have a light that comes on properly? Come on, it's like, can we not just have some proper illumination going on? It seems like I can't, doesn't it, really? So, alright. Come on. Come on. Oh, there we go. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll just leave that one. I don't want to fight that battle again with hitbox. Where's my bed? Not there. What's that now? Ah, right. Let's have a nice sleep. Have a sleep. Oh, lovely. And see what the morrow will bring in Night City. Very good. Yeah, well, when should we... See, I like this when you can have a nice granular sort of setting of when you want to wake up. And we want to wake up at dawn, don't we? There we go. And that's not dawn, is it? I just realised. I've slept all the way through the next day. And it's now 6 p.m. And I don't want that. I want the morning. I refuse anything. No, I don't want the wardrobe. Certainly don't want that. I want the bed. I'm going to sleep till morning. Sunset. And in fact, the icon was very much a sunset, wasn't it? I thought there. So, Pardon me, misreading it. Oh, no. So, right, let's go down. That's wait 12 hours to 6:56 a.m. Cool. Everything about this game just works brilliantly, I think. Yeah, that's a really nice interface. There's a nice little bit of vibration when I'm spinning the wheel there to select my time. And, you know, I love a first-person game where you can just really see the body properly as well, and you know you feel situated in it and bedded in. So I remember like when most first-person games, you look down and there's nothing there, or maybe there's just a round shadow on the floor. So I think one of the first games I remember doing that was one of the Thief games. Was it the Thief game that was on the Xbox? Perhaps that I remember first being embodied. You know, I think it makes such a difference. So let's have a look here. Ah, look at that. Nice view. Nice view. Look at that in the daytime. So I was really wowed with these blinds before. So, you know, watch how the light spills through. Well, let's close this one first. If I can find the blooming super granular hitbox. I don't even know where I'm supposed to point at, to be honest. So that's more hassle than it's worth. Let's have a look. Just watch as the sun comes through. Look at that. You know, if you catch it, you can see the individual bars of light as these slats rotate and it gets wider, and the light just spills in. That is great. That's really nice to look at. And yeah, you know, we can just see out the window. Look at all that. Yeah, wow. Interesting building designs, aren't they? Like nothing that we've got in our world, you know, all this sort of external stuff. And they're just so, you know, they seem to have eschewed the sort of thin needle pinnacle sort of vibe that we have a lot in our modern cities these days. And these are all, you know, they're quite solid and chunky, aren't they? Right, now it's daytime. Let's head out and... ooh, cool. Look at all that immersive light spilling everywhere. Ah, yes. Wow, great. Right, down. Yeah, we've got to get in the car and we'll have a look at Night City in the daytime, Day City. So, where's the lift? Where's the lift gone? There it is. Right next to us. So, we want to go down to the lobby. It's an upper level as well. We'll get in our hover car. And I'm already forgetting that the hover car is really a mod. I think it just fits in with the whole vibe of the game so beautifully. Hats off to the mod maker there. I must admit and apologise that I've not come forearmed with whoever made that. Probably should have done, shouldn't I? But it's be on in the description anyway. Are we going to get this? No. Well, yeah. I keep forgetting because this mod supports the motorbikes too. And you can sort of more fully see the animation on the wheel as it spins around. I mean, it kind of doesn't quite work as much on the bike because, you know, the tyres suddenly just sort of change into, you know, like a thruster. Like if I activate it now, so, you know, slightly less realistic. But, and, you know, in the cars, it's hidden by the body of the car quite a lot. So, you know, but, I mean, man, that looks fun, isn't it? You know, these cool engine jet things. Yeah, so let's slow down a bit and let's have a look. So let's just slowly chill around. We've got our sword out there, haven't we? We're looking like a bit of a demon. Whoa, slow down there. Check that out. Tell you what, I'm going to go back down to road level and let's just rise up through the levels. Let's see what fun can be had there. All the way down here in this sort of underpass thing. All this construction around us, sort of, you know, everything's getting buried. I mean, you could imagine, like, this is how Coruscant from Star Wars would have started, isn't it? You know, it starts off at almost ground level here. and stuff just gets built over it, doesn't it? These underpasses, but they're all big and strong and chunky structures, you know, as if to support all this stuff above them. You know, so you just sort of keep rising up, and you see how, you know, we've got even more stuff here now, and you know, over time, this sort of stuff here becomes the new ground level almost, you know, and stuff just gets buried and buried under level and level. And eventually maybe that walkway up, not walkway, but that sort of arch up there, that would become the sort of, you know, ground level sort of thing almost, or at least the sunlight level. And you just get this accretion of layers and layers. I think it's great. You know, it's almost like, yeah, how does an ecumenopolis develop and start? Ecumenopolis is the term for a planet that is entirely covered by a city. That sort of sci-fi concepts that Coruscant, you know, embodies perfectly. But yeah, it's a really fascinating subject, isn't it? Like Coruscant, and then in Asimov's stories and the Foundation TV series, they get that across as well. Trantor, that's an ecumenopolis. Great place, full of possibilities. And I'm really sad that there was that Star Wars game, I don't know, what, 5 or 6 or 7 years ago, and it was going to be set on Coruscant. Was it called something like Level 1340 or something? And I was gutted that that was cancelled. It was a real shame. Wow, let's just have a little zoom over here on our super flying mobile. I mean, I just want to slow down a bit of that and just watch us creep over this terrain. I mean, it's just so dense, isn't it? But you can see the layering, and then how the industry has crept in around it, and stuff just threads in and out like this train line, yeah, that we can ride on as well. I mean, look at the density there. I mean, I was going to go over there, but now I have to go over here because it's just so fascinating. I'm going to lower us down and just take us underneath this bit here. Yeah, let's go down there. Wow. Yeah, I'll follow the train line maybe, eh? Yeah. We go in here? Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's do it. Let's go it. I would like to know though if there's any way to improve the controls. You know, can we get a strafe? Is that possible? Or I know you can configure the controls, but I've not really. I had to dig through some of the files, but I didn't really see anything that would be governing a strafe. And my feeling is that it might just be the mechanics of driving around, because I must admit I'm not massively keen on the driving handling, you know, when you're on the ground as well. The way you have to keep sort of moving the camera to like face the direction you're going, it just finds it a bit difficult. I find GTA is much more fun to drive, but you know, this sort of model, as I say, it's forcing me to sort of be a careful driver and just focus on where I'm going. This caught my eye. I thought this was at some sort of crazy boat, but no, it's some sort of pumping station, isn't it? It's connected to the land there. Look at that. Let's just have a zoom over here. I can't believe how well the city holds up. Right, I'm going to sort of try and get some altitude up a bit. This kind of reminds me of there was a VR demo of a sort of similar sort of, you know, futuristic city, and you're in a hover car and you could fly around. I mean, it didn't look as good as this, frankly, and it wasn't anywhere near as big as this either. So there's all of that. Just out of interest, is that accessible? Is that off map? Oh, it's here, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Wowzers. I want to get out into the desert a bit as well. So we'll just sort of take our fill of this. Look at all this stuff. You know, this is what makes me think that this might have been planned anyway. Because, you know, the top of the buildings have got stuff on them, haven't they? You know, there's probably more than is necessary. I mean, a lot of this stuff you wouldn't see from ground. You wouldn't see any of it. So it does make me wonder why it's even there. It's fairly low res. Textures are really low res, aren't they? But it seems to me like, you know, at some point this was a planned thing, you know. Maybe that's what the mod's doing. It's just hooking up into game files that are not used. That were maybe cut. And I mean, judging by the launch of this game, perhaps it's for the best that they cut it, you know. Because it's probably just more than they could sort of really take on properly and give it justice. And then it gets, you know, sort of resurrected by super duper modders. Whee! Check this out. There we go. Good way to lose some altitude doing that. Yay. Right, let's drop a bit of altitude. And we're going to make our way over to the desert. Maybe we'll drive at some point. But, oh man. Look at that. You know, let's just stop. Let's just stop here and admire that construction. Is that Pacifica? I think that might be Pacifica. Let's look on the map. Yeah, it is Pacifica. And then all the wind farms, and then we've got all the sort of more country stuff over to the east that way, sort of over yonder. But, you know, I mean, it's I struggle for words sometimes because it's just so great. You know, I'm so in my element. This is exactly the sort of stuff I wanted. When I was a kid, I was just like dreaming of games that would let me do this one day. So I am in just absolute heaven that games do this sort of stuff now. Pan Am, how you doing? I must check in with Pan Am at some point. I loved that mission where we nicked that tank. That was great. Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, check this out there. This reminds me of other things. Like in Blender, there's I bought an add-on, and it was like basically a Cyberpunk city generator. So you could generate blocks of various sizes, and you know you could use them as the base for a cityscape. Brilliant. But in its own right, it would just sort of generate cool stuff, and it would always be in this sort of dark cyberpunk sort of you know, lighting scheme and textures and stuff, and lights and neon, and it was very configurable. It was really cool. It reminds me of that, but this is just looks so much better. I mean, there's so much there, isn't there? There's so much there, and I suppose to a large degree, it looks more than it actually is, because you know these mega buildings here, they're obscuring and occluding so much, aren't they? And you know they're massive models that they fill out the scene hugely, and so if you were to take all of them away, you know you'd have these huge gaps, and it just sort of has that feeling of filling out the world and you know looking more than there is. It's clever use of assets and stuff as well. You know it's good design. So let's just go down here because there's a few sort of rocky bits here that I really like. Let's just check that out. You know, this is used quite a lot throughout, and it's a lovely asset. It's really well modeled, you know, and it's quite chiseled as well, and it highlights the lighting really well. You know, the light picks out all the shapes. Brilliant. Yeah, it's really nice, that. So I seem to recall there's a tunnel under here somewhere, so let's see if we can pick up that tunnel. Oh, maybe it's just on this road here. So we just do conventional driving for a little bit. What do you think? Coming into land. Coming into land. And activate wheels. Whee! Excellent. Right, so we're going to head off sort of east if we can. But yeah, just taking the world at the ground's eye view. As I would have done anyway. But, oh, look at that. You know, again, you stop at any point in here and you've got like a sort of really cool sci-fi concept art shot, haven't you? Yeah, everywhere you look is it's just so picturesque. Yeah, it's cool. Right, we'll go over here. Yeah, and again, you know, lots of colour, isn't there? there's a lot of aquamarines and purples. You know, it's always interesting on the eye. And then all these lovely sort of palm trees and stuff. You know, you can tell it's located in a hot part of the world, isn't it? It's really warm and has that sort of vibe. Should we go over here? I do wish the minimap would have a compass though. I think I might have just gone the wrong way. Let's have a look on the map. Come on. Let's go up here. Yeah, I want to head out there. Let's just put a waypoint there. And then we'll pick it up there. Where are you sending me? Let's go through here. A little dry part there. Cool. And I think it's really fun knowing that at any point I can just activate hover mode and do that sort of stuff, you know. And then deactivate, over I go. See, I want to go this way, yay. So that's really fun. Yeah, oh man, yeah. Great mod, great mod. So should we go down there? Yeah, let's deactivate the old thingy. And there we go. Yeah, it's very usable. Very usable indeed, despite its awkward controls, but yeah. It's brilliant, isn't it? This is fun, isn't it? Just doing that. Yeah. So we're gonna, oh right, slow down there. Slow down there. There we are. Did I take the wrong turn? That's alright. I can take a wrong turn because I can do this, can't I? Which is brilliant. Oh, come on. There we go. Way. Whoa, nice bounce. And look at the freeways. Look at the colours. You know, isn't that cool? And now, this big contrast of getting out of the city. Look how open the sky just feels now. Let's pull over. Let's pull over and just, you know, have a look around. Appreciate sort of being out of all that. And then knowing you can go into all that as well and wander around. You know, it's brilliant. It's brilliant, isn't it? And it doesn't take some organising to get all that created. And the more you take on, the more structured you've got to be, and the more organised you've got to be, the better managerial skills and leadership you need. You know, I think it's quite an undertaking to get these worlds out the door. Lots of organising. So let's have a look. Let's take in the ground day. Should we have a look? Let's see. Oh, okay. Straight away we've got a sort of well, that's just a slither, isn't it, really? You know, very long, thin polygon that's, you know, it needs an edge going across, and then you can just equalise those differences there in height. Yeah, you know, you get slithers. They always cause problems, slithers like that. So let's just have a look at the textures, you know. I mean, it's, yeah, height-based blending. Blending nicely, all this sort of stuff, blending from the grassy base to this sort of dirt base. And, you know, if you sort of look over here, you know, those shapes are coming out really nicely, aren't they, on top of the sand. You know, it's blending really well. You can see it there, you know, that star shape sort of thing. And then it's sitting on top of the sand and things. But, yeah, looks great. Oof, that looks bright. Are we getting a foggy day? Ah, yes, okay, cool. So that weather mod is making a difference. It changed the frequency and timing of different weather states. Because I did find that it was nearly always a sunny day. And it's nice to have a bit more variety, isn't it? And impressive veg, you know, it's sitting really nicely there, isn't it? It's really hard to get veg sitting on a landscape really well and not just have an odd bit where it's intersecting with the larger terrain. You know, it's all like playing together really nicely. There's some odd sort of shadow pop-ins every now and again as you're moving around, but by and large it's great. that looks really well, doesn't it? And it's playing really well with this sort of misty atmosphere vibe we've got going on as well. But it's great, yeah. It's really nice, isn't it? I mean, a lot of techniques will color the base of the veg asset with the color of whatever pixel you can kind of pick up from the ground, so that sometimes helps bed in veg quite nicely with the texture underneath it. These are just, yeah, really nice looking. Let's get back on our bike though, after a rather enjoyable little side jaunt. Wow, it's quite glowy, isn't it? Not sure I'm into the white glowy though. Yeah. It looks more like just overly bright as opposed to fog right now. But I suppose maybe it's that early morning fog that burns off. And look, yes, early morning fog is burning off. So, again, lots of really clear like directions on the roads and all this bright colours, like demarking and dividing up parts of it. It's just making it like really easy to read the road. It's really nice. Look how expansive it looks. I keep just wanting to stop and look at stuff. Look at that. It's great. I mean, you can only get out to a certain amount, once you're out of the city, but it gives the illusion of the wider world out there beautifully, doesn't it? And, does that rock asset again. Let's just do a little bit of flying here because it's very convenient to look at terrain side stuff. Great rocks, aren't they? Yeah, that's really nice. And it's a versatile rock asset, and it's used all over the place. And I suppose this being, the geology and part of the world that it is, it can be put in many, many places. And, parts of the city are based on or created on sort of bedrock foundations made of this. So, yeah, it's cool. So what we got here, this is all like the power generation and storage, I presume. Look at these big old power wires feeding everything into the city. Oh man, look at it all. Yeah, so this is, what it takes to power the city, isn't it? All out here. Wow, cool. Right, we're getting a whiteout again, aren't we? I'm not sure what that is. Does it seem to get... Oh, okay. What did I hit there? Ooh, did I hit something invisible? Not to worry. Okay. Is it the higher I go up that becomes more prevalent? Whatever. So there's quite a few... Oh, yeah, look at that. So cargo drones probably taking goods into the city. All telling the story of the world that this takes place in, isn't it? The infrastructures. It all shows it, doesn't it? It's like a book to read. We've got the energy production, storage, we've got freight coming in and out, and the types of vehicles they're using, and all that stuff out there. What is that? Like, generating tidal power maybe, all that sort of stuff. And it's just this sort of almost isolated sort of tech hub, isn't it? Just all concentrated in this area. Wow, that's cool. It's yeah, right. Let's switch it off and do a bit of spinning. Lose a bit of height, and then away we go. Let's have a mooch around here. Fly over all this. Now, yeah, interesting. Look, you can see the lay of the land and the terrain and the texture painting, all that sort of stuff, can't you? It's showing those erosion runs, paths over the hills, where the water's going to run down into. It's a pretty convincing landscape, isn't it? Oh, it's those crazy reflective things. They reflect up the heat back up to that central receptor, don't they? And generate crazy temperatures. Cool. Look at that. Yeah, 3 of them. Wow. What's this? 1 in construction, perhaps? Looks like one under construction, I guess. Yeah, yeah. I love that heat haze underneath the engines. Ah, cool. Wow, so all this kind of crazy infrastructure. And this is a new building they're building, right? So, oh cool. So they're expanding out here. And they're starting to build all these other buildings right on the edge. Man, oh, interesting. Freeway heading out. That's a steep freeway. Wowzers. And all the detritus trash of it all. Man, look at that. That's one big pile, isn't it? Ah, man. It's just covered, isn't it? It's hills and hills of it. Yeah, so that's like an expansion zone over there. And they're just sort of dumping everything out here, aren't they? Wow. And the wider desert down there. Oh, wind farm. Man, check all that out. What a great way to see Night City. Oh, like we're having some interesting drawings there, aren't we? I guess this area wasn't hover car ready. Yeah, we're getting quite a lot of LODs popping in there. Colours, really. It's the LODs are, seems like the LODs are missing a lot of the coloured models. Because that's what shows it up, doesn't it? I mean, if they just sort of got that more orangey wood colour incorporated into the LOD models, that might have sort of mitigated a lot of that sort of popping. You know, it's the colours that you notice coming in, isn't it, there? But, well, you know, you can't have everything, can you? I mean, the city is almost seamless. So, you know, look at that. That's just being swallowed up, isn't it, by everything. Is this like come from a dump thing here? And all that is spilled down? Is that what the deal is here? Oh, okay. Okay, that was fun. Must have hit the edge of the playable area, and then it boomeranged me back around here. And yeah, crazy. I wonder if I can find my bike. Where's my bike gone? Dear me, stranded in an island of trash. Check that out. Man, I feel like a long way from civilization. But, I mean, this area, this is an interesting area, isn't it? I mean, there's an absolute ton of assets here. So, optimizing this must have been a really interesting challenge. Because, you know, you can't just have literally all these props here. So, you know, there's there'll be models of lots of props all incorporated into one asset that's big. And, you know, they'll have then judiciously put individual props around. But, yeah, you can see some Z fighting here and there, can't you? Just where you've got models overlapping. I mean, what a lot of stuff, yeah. That's excellent. Wow. Don't know what happened to my bike, though. It just, like, catapulted me off it. And, some sort of physics bug, you know. Where's the nearest road? I suppose that's where my bike will appear. Oh, will it be able to rescue me from anywhere around here? Probably not. I mean, should we have a go? Should we give it a go on the old Jackie's Arch? Good old Jackie. Nah, yeah, it's just going to go to the nearest little road, isn't it? Wow, though, this is quite cool. I'm glad it knocked me off the bike, though, and forced me down onto ground level, because, I mean, that mountain, you know, it looks the size that it is now that I'm firmly on ground, and it's very imposing, isn't it? Just rearing over. And all this just, I mean, what is all this stuff as well? They're like fridges, ovens, random boxes, wheel type, or just, I don't know what they are, circular things, beds, window frames, a bit of everything, oil cans, floaty bits, floaty things, floaty magazines. Cool. Inevitable in a, you know, area this size with all these props. You're gonna get something that's a bit floaty. And what is this? Are these like kind of just garbage transports or something? These bigger things? Like there's a massive one up there, isn't it? It's just like it's just crashed. Ah, look at that. How beautiful that is, isn't it? That's a picture, isn't it? You know, the sky's reflecting all nice and blue in this more tan surrounds. And then you get in the cars in there as well. Yeah, great. Will the bike arrive here? Kind of on a road, kind of. No? No? Okay. Why not? Why not? Is there any car I can use? I don't suppose there's anything that actually works, is there? Do you work? Ah. Looks quite cool. No. Guess not then. Wow. Oh, what an interesting place though. I mean, I didn't expect to be dwelling on this location, but I'm glad I did. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? It's cool to be able to explore these ideas in, you know, virtual environments. You know, it's almost like, you know, you can just explore alternate worlds and get an idea of what it might be like. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and I love that you can do this. You can get out of the city. I think it's well worth the, you know, extra development effort, especially for this sort of game, because so much of it is based in the built-up city, the dense urban environment, and then when you've got this sort of area that's more, it's not really wilderness, is it? But you know, barren and out of the city. With vistas and open views, and then you know that look back into the city. It's just well worth it. It's just, I'm so glad that they put it in. Right, surely the bike can arrive here. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Good old Jackie. I bet Jackie didn't know that we'd be modding his bike into the flying machine. Slight bug when you activate it sometimes, isn't it? Part of the model loads up just underneath the ground. Hey, it's quite interesting for getting underneath the game world as well using this. I went down one of those cooling towers and I dropped all the way down and found I could sort of fly underneath the map and have a good look from that way. So kind of nice, you know, you're getting to be able to see the game inside and out with this mod. But yeah, that looks great, doesn't it? You know, really great depiction of what it's meant to be. You know, overspill, the garbage bin of the city. Wow. So let's just have one last good fly through, and you know, we'll finish up having had that really interesting sort of overview of all over the city, really, isn't it? You know, I mean, look at that. It's more expansive and flat, isn't it? You know, but there's still all that infrastructure threading through it, and you know, communications equipment, all sorts. Arasaka sort of compound there, isn't it? Cool. And then you know, we start going into, we've got, you know, they're receiving all that power coming from those solar arrays and stuff. You know, the guts and gubbins and utilities of the city. It's like sewage works and stuff. And then all this, you know, they almost look armoured, don't they, some of these buildings? That one looks like sort of got an armoured jacket. But cool. All the interesting lights coming in. That's cool, doesn't it? That is a really cool looking building. Not just a glassy building that we have nowadays. You know, they've been adventurous with the architecture. Really interesting architecture. I love it. Well, let's just fly down here. Cool. Hello, hover vehicle. Cool. Let's pause there. You know, this sort of multi-layered aspect to it all, isn't it? Should we just go down here a bit? I think to almost where we started. It's brilliant, isn't it? Such a complex environment. You know, you got that there, and then all the way down there as well. So I think we'll drop in over there. Let's just get to a nice spot above where I can stop. Cool. And then down we go. Wow. Seeing a bit Night City. Wow. Excellent. Hello, just dropping in on my hover bike. Excellent. No, we don't need the sword. No. Come on, put your sword away. We don't need that. Well, you know. Alright, seems like we do, don't we? We'll keep it out. Right, I think we'll leave it there. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed seeing Night City. It's a bit rambly, but I thought it was yeah, a really nice way to see the city. And, you know, doing it at our own pace as well. So, yeah, cool. I'll see you next time. Bye.